Hey there, it's Brendan, and I'm coming to you today with something that I wanted to do for a while. I want to sit down and just reconnect with you one-on-one and no edits. This is one take, so pardon any random interruptions. But we're wrapping up 2025, and I do have notes of what I want to tell you, but this is as off the top of my head as it can be. So I want to tell you what's coming in the next few weeks and give you a sense of what early 2026 looks like for us and the channel. And honestly, like I said, just reconnect a bit because it feels like it's time for a real conversation from us. So first of all, here's what's coming up in December. We have the final explainer type video of 2025, and that is making your new place feel like a home, making your house a home in France. That one's basically done. I've had this right here with the person on camera, and in the business we call that the A roll, and then the B roll are the pretty pictures and things that you put on top of it. The core edit, the A-roll edit, has been done for 2 weeks, but I just need to drop in a little bit of B-roll in some places, and I already know what it is. I just need the hours in the day to do it, but I just need to do that and polish it up, and I should be finished with that. I'm recording this on Monday, December 8th, checking my calendar, and I'm going to release this a few hours after I finish recording this. And that video will come out next week, which is, let's take a look, December 14th is the Making Your House a Home video. So December 21, the following Sunday, is our 2 years in France retrospective. This is the big one. I've been shooting pieces of this for the last month. Susie has been in some of this. She's going to be in more of it. That's part of what we have to do to finish this up. So there's still a few things left for us to actually film. And it's going to be kind of a heavy edit for me. But that's also why it's coming out in basically 2 weeks. It is full of reflections on this time that we have been here, which is 2 years as of December 1. As of a week ago, it's been 2 full years we've been here living in France, and specifically Paris or the Paris suburbs. And it's full of, reflections, lessons, mistakes, surprises, pretty much everything we've learned, or at least something about everything we've learned. Now, December 25, Christmas Day, we have a free holiday gift for you. So whether Christmas is your holiday or not, we have a Christmas or holiday gift for you that's going to release then. We are releasing a totally free digital tool to help anyone who's planning a move to France, you're in the middle of a move, or you're here and you're trying to figure out the next steps for what you do now that you're here, given where you are in the process. There is no catch. We're not capturing your email. There's no upsell, no sales funnel, nothing, okay? It's free forever for you. And the video explaining what it is will go live on Christmas Day along with the link to what this thing is. But, I hope you have better things to do first thing on that day, if that's your holiday, or regardless. You should be taking the day off, even if you're not a Christmas person. But I want to talk about where Susie's been. This has been addressed a little bit in a few other pieces of other videos. A lot of you have noticed, Susie hasn't been on camera much recently, the last couple of months. The simple truth is that her new job is intense. She gets up at 6 a.m. She's out the door by 7 a.m. I get up around 7 a.m., get ready for the baby, wash my face, brush my teeth, and get the baby up, ready, off to daycare. I take her to daycare. I come back home. The first 2.5 hours of my day is dealing with a baby. Then I work, and Susie's off at her job. Susie gets home around 8 or 8:30 at night, which means I'm picking the baby up, getting her back, getting her, fed and watered, and maybe doing the bath myself. Maybe Susie gets back in time, etc. We get the baby to bed. By the time the baby's in bed, everybody's caught their breath. It's about 10 p.m., which means Susie and I are both exhausted and we look like hell. So even if we found the energy for video, we probably don't have the energy to also, shower up and kind of, we don't want to drink coffee at 10 p.m. and wake back up. We're trying to sort of land the plane respectively. So that means there's no time during the weekdays for Susie to join. She doesn't have any time during the day to shoot anything on the go. And on the weekends, that's pretty much our only time, together to do family things or actually relax. And we never have any time, Susie's never home when the baby's not here. So there's always, there's the mother's protective instinct of wanting to, always have your eye sort of on the baby. Even if the baby's napping, we have a baby monitor. Theoretically, we're going to try to do this some, hopefully. But theoretically, we could bring the baby monitor where we're recording and do it. But, it's really tricky to find the time to do that. So that's why the Brendan and Susie channel has become, mostly Brendan for now. But Susie absolutely watches everything. She reads the comments. She comments to me on the comments. She's using her personal page to watch everything. And she will often, tell me what she would like to say. Like if one of you, leaves a comment or someone leaves a comment on one of the videos where it's a point she made or it's a Susie video specifically, she'll read it and tell me, hey, could you say this for us? Because I'm the one logged into this channel for us and manage the back end. So she sees everything. She's involved in the channel. She's always giving ideas. She's giving comments and feedback and notes, but she doesn't have time to get here and sit in front of the camera and the microphone like I do. So that's what's up with that. We'll see how that evolves in the coming year. She is going to be heavily featured in the 2 Years in France retrospective because we're shooting lots of little bits and pieces together, or I'm shooting things with her. I've also given her a list of things, so please address, your thoughts on these different topics. So we're working on it. So you'll see Susie again before the end of the year. But, I miss her, and I know a lot of you probably miss her on camera as well. So today I also want to check in with our community at large. And, I've noticed that there's some people who maybe you, maybe others, some people who used to comment, a lot or all the time, people who we sort of think of as virtual friends, who we just don't hear from as much. And, I get it. Life is busy and hectic. And, I did check on a few people and I see that you're still subscribed, which is great. Thank you. But, we miss hearing from you, and maybe you don't have time or interest to watch a certain video. You don't really feel like you have anything to add to the conversation in a given case. That's totally cool. But if you're one of the OG Shay Davis viewers, please say hi in the comments. We'd love to hear from you, hear what you're up to, and just let us know how you're doing and tell us what life looks like for you now if you want to. We and I genuinely would like to know what's going on with a lot of you who we started conversations with. So I also want to ask you, what sort of content would you like to see in 2026 from us? And who would you like to see us interview? So looking ahead to 2026, I want to say some things about this. The channel's not going anywhere, but I've been in a very reflective mode lately, and not just because it's the holidays and end of year. This started really a couple of months ago, but it's intensified. And I've been reflecting a lot about life and work and family stuff and how this channel, which is, a part of our life, fits into all of this. So 2026 is going to bring some changes, mostly because of time. So first of all, I don't like to talk about anything until it's solid and ink is dry on the contract and money's in my bank. But my film career, may be picking up a bit with any luck, and if things develop the way that they have been promised to be. If certain things happen, then certain things are going to change pretty dramatically. So I'm looking for at least one of my film projects to start up in the spring. That doesn't mean roll camera in the spring. That means start, okay, this is a full-time, all day, every day job. And then we have to hire a nanny. We can afford help at least to get the baby to and from daycare, but we have to literally get somebody, or my mother-in-law over from China. We have a lot of things that will change, and then we'll have, the resources to afford to do that too. but it does mean my schedule is going to tighten up really dramatically. Editing is not hard for me. I paid my rent and then a mortgage and rent again as an editor for years. So it's not a difficult thing for me to do, but it takes time, which is part of why this is one take. Editing a video, depending on what it is and how long it is, I mean, it's anywhere between, 5 to 20 hours to do one video, including the filming of it. And that is not sustainable if I'm also making a movie. So what would happen in that case is that, I'd have the money to be able to hire an editor, basically, and I would still find time to shoot things or have someone shoot me and then hand it over and let someone do the cut, let me watch it and approve it or give notes. And, I'd be able to work with people in a professional context. So what that means for content is that there will be most likely fewer of these super polished how-to explainer type videos. We'll still cover those sorts of comments, those sorts of that sort of content. No edits. I'm going to leave in the train wreck in my brain, but it does mean that it will be more like this. I'll find the time to edit out the train wrecks, but it will be less of building graphics lists and showing examples of every single thing. It'll just be talking about it off of an outline to make sure that I cover everything. So more simple, more direct videos, more conversations and interviews. And I love doing that. So we'll come back to that note. But, if you have a specific person or people you would like me to talk to, please suggest below who you think I should reach out to. Or if you're that person, let me know that too, because I can't read your mind, and I would like to know it. There will be probably more experiential videos about life and culture and perspectives in France as I travel around a bit. And some behind the scenes filmmaking content just with a focus on the France, the French aspects of that. The real behind the scenes stuff will be on my personal film and music channel, as well as for dedicated channels for the specific projects that I won't even be, there'll be my channels that I won't even really be running. I'll be having someone to operate those. If we're so lucky, I don't want to jinx myself. So we're still committed to doing the explainer type content. We'll continue that until we feel like we've covered everything we promised we would do and kind of the whole journey of this moving and getting set up and established and living in France. And of course, we're still in the middle of it ourselves. It's still relatively early days, although we're 2 years in. There are a lot of big milestones for us ahead, a few years down the road, but a few years will be here before we know it. So there's never not going to be something to actually talk about. It's just about finding the time to do it and to do it well, because I don't want to give you, crap. I don't want to serve you up something that's half-baked. And we want this channel to have a dedicated audience that appreciates it, that follows it, that gets value, and that interacts with us. But we're not here to try to blow up. There's a certain finite size to how big a channel like this would get anyway, because what we're doing is a specific niche, right? So we're not looking to just recycle videos for, growth. We're not going to make the same video on purpose repeatedly. We'll only remake a video or readdress a topic top to bottom if we've learned something that totally changes what we thought, or our experience has radically shifted where it was going and now it's made a hard left turn. But, again, if a film project or film projects plural happen, my personal / film and music channel is going to really wake up again, and there'll be a lot of the behind the scenes stuff will go there, as I said. But, anything that really has a French angle, I'll put it here, because I love to watch those behind the scenes sort of things myself, or films or TV shows I like. And, those shows aren't made just for me. A lot of you watch those too. So I think you find that interesting, and I'll find ways to share things that are unique to the expat in France angle for this. but that'll be icing on the cake. That won't be the focus of this channel. I want to talk about merchandise and ways to support the channel. So as of the time I'm recording and releasing this channel, we're still not monetized, meaning we don't get paid anything for people watching. And as of right now, we have never once had a super chat or super thanks. No one's bought a membership or one piece of merch, and that's okay. I get it. Life is expensive. We're in a self-imposed period of relative austerity ourselves. I've cut out tons of subscriptions. I mean, we're living as lean as we can. Our biggest expense is clearly rent in this house, although we have a pretty good deal on it. But, we're trying to keep it pretty close to the bone because it's been savings, and now it's plus Susie's job, So if you do want to support the channel, we have some merch that we've designed that is available, and you can see that linked below. And I think a lot of we're going to order some for ourselves. So you'll see us start to wear some of that, or me start to wear some of it anyway on camera. But if there's something you'd like us to create, let us know. We have a lot of ideas, and over the Christmas break, I do plan to spend some time. Susie and I talked about different ideas. I do plan to spend some Photoshop time to get some new designs in the store. But that's one way that you could support the channel if you want to. You could also, purchase a membership, and with memberships, as soon as we have one member, then we will start making certain videos members only as a premiere, and then like a day or two later is when it goes live for everybody. So it's really just a way to support. We don't have to make a living off this channel, and so far, of course, it's all output on our end and no intake, and that's fine. I want to say as I wrap this up that Susie and I both really appreciate you and each and every person who watches. Whether you're actively watching, doing a drive-by occasionally, or you're commenting up a storm, or you're just kind of silently lurking, thank you. Thank you very much for participating. So let me recap what's coming up. This coming Sunday is the final 2025 explainer video about getting settled into France. December 21 is the big 2 years in France retrospective. And finally, December 25 is our holiday gift, which is free forever. So again, if you are here but you've been quiet, please say hi. Let us know what's happening. Tell me how you're doing. Let us know what sorts of things you'd like to see, who you might like us to try to interview if they're willing. And, if there's any other way that we can provide content for you that you would enjoy, let us know that. It really does mean a lot to have people watching. Susie appreciates it. I appreciate it. And it's really great to be able to share these stories with you and hopefully flatten your learning curve if you're trying to do something similar to what we did. So we'll see you in the next video. But don't forget, please comment below and let me know what you think about all this. Hope you have a good day or night, depending on where you are.